This is Drew with Boomer Music Company, your band and orchestra experts since 1976, and thepodcastingstore.com, the one-stop shop for all things podcasting and remote learning. This is your Weekend Update. Greetings and welcome to your Weekend Update. It's the beginning of January, and that means that CMEA is just a couple of weeks away. I know it hardly seems possible. It's been so long since we've had it. And that, for those who don't know, that's the Colorado Music Educators Association meeting, and that's going to be down at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs. If you visited our booth at Midwest, you got a little bit of a sneak preview of what we're planning on bringing with us to CMEA, and we'll have some other things going on there as well. So if you're going to be at the show, please come and check it out, and we'll talk more about the stuff that we're going to have going on as the time approaches. Sad news in the orchestral world, specifically in the horn world. There were two great losses this week. The first was Lowell Greer, who is a renowned builder of natural horns, and he was known for his versatility with valved horns as well as natural. Won several international horn competitions, soloist with dozens and dozens of orchestras, and a renowned educator. So sorry for that loss. And then also Dale Clevenger passed actually on the same day. He was the principal horn with the Chicago Symphony for almost 50 years, and he played under every conductor. Won a Grammy for his recording of the Strauss First Horn Concerto, and John Williams even wrote his horn concerto for him. So our condolences go out to both of their students and colleagues and family and friends. Just two of the greatest horn players of the 20th century. So it's a tremendous loss, unfortunately. On the note of education, at the Midwest Conference, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Heath Jones, who teaches at the Gwinnett County, Georgia schools, and he even wrote a book titled Music Technology 101. And that was one of the things that interested me in having the conversation with him. He saw our booth at Midwest with the microphones and the podcasting setup and all that. And we got to talking about the stuff that he's doing, and he's treating technology as another instrument, which I think is a really enlightened way of looking at it. And we had a fantastic conversation that is now turned into two episodes of Beyond the Stage. The first one came out this week, and that's what I've got the clip from. And the next one hopefully will premiere next week. And this clip is where he's talking about how he's more interested in the process than the product, which again I think is a correct view of it. So check out the clip from that video.
I tell them, I am evaluating you on, are you learning the process? I'm not evaluating you on your product, because the thing about it is, I said, anybody you listen to on the radio or Spotify that you like, the reason you like them is because one day they decided they were going to start making music, and on that day they were terrible. But they came back the next day and they kept trying to make music, and the next day it wasn't quite as bad, and they kept doing that until one day they were pretty good.
And then we're going to be doing some more content with the Drums West stuff. Peter and I have been talking about that, and he's super excited to start doing some more of that. And so we're going to make some more videos. Well, that's going to require intros and outros, much like the one that preceded and will come at the end of this video. And so I created, Peter laid down the drum beats, and I've created the intros and outros for that. I decided to record the process of creating that video. Now, the thing to keep in mind when I've recorded that, I use one single microphone. And so I got Peter's voice doing a little bit of voiceover and then laying down some drum beats. And so I edited that drum beat so it was periodic and covered over the whole time of the speaking and ducked it down. But there's a neat trick that I've learned about how to take a mono source and turn it into stereo. And that involves copying the track and then offsetting it ever so slightly. And so here's a clip from the video where I show the behind the scenes of how easy that is to do. Zoom in, because again, we don't want it to be too far off. And we're just talking just a little bit. And then we pan all the way left, and we pan all the way right. And let's see what kind of magic we created here. So that works really well, but now it needs to duck. So we select the two tracks. And then finally, this week's essay over at the Podcasting Store Medium page, I titled Miley Cyrus is a True Professional. And that was evidenced in her Miley's New Year's Eve celebration just this last week, where she had what we refer to as a wardrobe malfunction. Didn't let that interrupt the performance. She kept it going on, kept everything suitable for television, and brought the audience in on the joke. And that I juxtaposed that against an incident I had one time playing in church, which was not nearly as precarious or public as what she had to deal with. But it was a similar situation where the performance is the most important thing, and our ability to keep it going as musicians and performers is of utmost importance. And if we can do that and really engage our audience, then we're doing something and being true professionals at it. So if you haven't seen that essay, check it out. And if you haven't seen the clip of what happened and how she handled it, I would urge you to check that out as well, because it was very, very impressive. So that is your weekend update. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the store. If you enjoyed the weekend update, do me a favor and follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channels, or visit our websites. This is Drew with Boomer Music Company and thepodcastingstore.com. Thanks for listening.